Hey, thank you for visiting my site and watching this. I'm going to give you a quick tour of jacobmilhorn.com and a little behind the scenes in case you're curious about how it's built. So a couple of cool features that I'm proud of having implemented. First of which is this nice little bar up here. There's a cool feature. If I type my name's not Randy, but if a visitor's name is Randy, cool, it updates here. You also have your choice of color, and there are a bunch of cool options here, and one of the things I really like is inversion, and you get a lot of options. And then if I reload the page, or if I close the page and go back, navigate back, it has stored my name, the username here, and the colors scheme in the local, using local storage API. So another example of that, or if I change the name, okay, reload. Cool. Actually, another thing that it does is it will save the status of the nav bar too. So that's pretty cool. Also built in this little filter feature, and quickly filter the blogs. And if you navigate to one of these, got some comments and the same filter blog component. So the way that this site is built, I'm a big fan of 11T, static site generation. And so if we flip over here to look at what's going on back here, this site is built using 11T static site generation, but it's also one cool feature, or actually this topic of this blog post, islands architecture. And so if you're unfamiliar with it, you should read this article. It'll give you an idea of what it's about. This bar is an island of interactivity, as is, scroll all the way down here, this blog post is a component with JavaScript that renders actually as soon as you scroll down here. It imports the JavaScript and loads the amusing view to build the components, and then gives you the interactivity. Up until that point, this is just statically rendered HTML that gets shipped initially, and then the JavaScript gets shipped later. So it's a really cool way to still use JavaScript, give users a dynamic experience while still having the SSG, the static site generation, really fast load times as well. So if you're curious about the tech involved, Slinkity is what lets me use 11D. It uses V to process the view template and do the SSR. And I have a layout like this where I have, my typical 11D includes folder. This time I'm using components, so here's a grid filter, component, the logic, the styles, and then I use Nunjuck still for my layout, and a fancy component shortcode to pull in my hydrated view files, single file components. So pretty cool. A lot of stuff going on here. If you like to learn a bit more, you should check out slinkity.dev and 11T as well. And that's it. That's a brief tour of the website. And